This is for you, Blake. Look at my Godzilla shirt. Look at that. I'm not sure.
Your old favorites.
I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how big Blake was with Godzilla. I don't know. I don't think I ever really asked him.
I got some McDonald's. You know, that was one of Blake's favorite places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Blake was half Japanese.
Right.
He was part weeaboo.
He was 75% kimochi, or in Bobby's terms, commune.
Blake was everybody's senpai, bro.
His what?
He was everybody's senpai.
Yo, I want to wear this. Hang on a second. I want to. 1 minute, just 1 second.
Blake was my waifu.
Was my husband though.
Dude, I'm not kidding. Look, watch this. Watch this. Watch when I do this. I can't hear you guys, but watch this.
Oh God, it's Blake.
It is.
It's Blake reincarnation.
It's a skinnier version of Blake.
When I
Dude,
wore
the first time you wore it, I noticed it. I was just like, oh my god, dude.
Bobby, how did you meet Blake?
I met him through, well, it was in 2007, closer to 2008. I met him on Xbox Live through Call of Duty 4. And then we started talking. I added him because he was a good player. Then we started talking. Found out he wanted to start a YouTube channel. I had just started my original channel, which was a piece of shit channel, by the way. But we got talking. He started YouTube. I subscribed to him. He subscribed to my new channel that I launched at that point in time. And then that's how we met originally.
So 2007?
2007. And I knew him right up until when he passed in 2018.
Nice.
Not nice. Nice, but not nice.
Nice, but not nice. Alright, so Chris, how did you meet Blake?
I met Blake in 2012, shortly after I first started YouTube. He was my very first YouTube subscriber, actually.
Nice.
He gave me a shout out in one of his videos because he had this little shout out series he did back then, and he featured me in one of them. I got a few subs off that, and I started talking to him after that, and we just started getting closer. We started playing games together, started playing Magic the Gathering and stuff like that.
Nice. So what year was it again?
2012.
I met Blake through BadBobbyGamer right here. I've known BadBobbyGamer since 2014, and then I met Blake through BadBobbyGamer in 2015. You know, our relationship, no homo, got so fucking strong after not long at all. You know, I've technically, you know, in a sense, I only known Blake for what, 2-3 years. It got to the point where me and Blake would just get in calls by ourselves and just goof off there. I remember Blake got me a freaking 5-pound bag of gummy bears for my 17th birthday. Was it 17th? I think it was my 16th birthday, actually.
Wait, was it? I thought it was 10 pounds.
It was 5 pounds. But it was still a big-ass thing of gummy bears, and we did I remember I bought him something random, and he bought me the gummy bears, and, you know...
He almost didn't catch this, but you were about to get another 5-pound bag. He had auto-renew.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was like, what the fuck, hell no! Cancel.
Uh-huh. 2, here we go. At the most, 2 stories, not too long. What is one of your favorite or funniest things you remember of Blake? Starting with Bobby.
Oh God, where to start? Or even what ones to even choose? I guess I'll start with the time that he sat into his computer chair. It exploded. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not his computer chair, but his he had a recliner from Mart. He sat in it, the back of it, the back wood support snapped. The back of it came down like that. He fell out of it backwards. Slammed his head off of the floor.
When was this?
2012, I believe.
Holy shit, long time ago.
And then he had a computer chair a year prior in 2011, and he got stuck in it. He sat in it, and then he couldn't get out because he got stuck. He got stuck between the armrest.
Oh my god.
And then his mom and dad had to help him out of it, and in like a fit of rage, he broke off the armrest, and then he sat in it because he could get in and out of it after that. And he used it for about 3 years until he bought a new one.
Oh shit.
That's the two I'll just think of off the top of my head.
I got you. All right, Chris.
All right. One that comes to mind was one time when me and him were playing GTA 4 online on the 360. We were in a public session, and this guy was screwing with us in a helicopter, and Blake started screaming at him because he would repeatedly fucking kill him. And Blake started yelling shit like, "I'm gonna find you in real life and I'm gonna shoot you." Like, you motherfucker, you little pussy behind the controller. You don't even know how to use a gun.
Dude, that is so Blake.
I never seen Blake that mad before, like in a game. But he was getting really pissed off.
Oh my god.
And fucking, I just heard like drawers opening and shit. It's like he's like,
He was
like,
pulling drawers out.
Yeah, like trying to find his gun. I heard like pop cans falling over and shit. It's all this kind of
So this must have been what,
2014, I'd say.
Oh really? Okay. Shoot.
Actually, no, 2013. Like mid 2013.
Okay. Oh my god. Alright. Is there another one maybe? Or.
Not that I can think of right now. Like, I'm trying really hard to think of one. Like, I know there is some, but it's just like you asking me about one. It's like I can't remember.
Too many come to mind.
Yeah.
Alright. Well. Let's see here.
Dude, I got hundreds upon hundreds.
It's just you chose the ones that seemed best, right?
Yeah.
So
Except I had to pick and choose because there's some that are really good too.
all right, so
You gonna tell the story about Jonah getting scared? Scared the fuck out of him?
no, there's two stories. Is the one story Nick, I'm so fucking sorry. This is probably shut up. This is probably the best way for you to find out. So, Chris, do you remember? Do you know about all the paranormal Blake shit?
Yeah.
The first time it happened, were you in the call?
I was.
Yeah, Bobby was. Were you in the call? I don't know if you're in the call or not.
Was that the one with the ambulance?
Yes. Were you there? Or do you not? Yeah. Okay.
I was there partially. Like, I was like in and out of the call.
So here's what happened, right? So Blake just did it randomly out of nowhere. I think this was back in 2016, 2017, probably I think 2017 actually. I remember this happening, and I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible because he's done it multiple times. The first time he did it was with the ambulance, and he just did it out of nowhere. And I remember him messaging me. I don't know if he messaged you guys or not. But I do remember him messaging me saying, "Go along with it. I'm pranking Nick," and the whole idea was that Blake, like, was playing with a knife. He had the camera and he put it up to his nipple like he was stabbing his nipple, and then he had it played off where he moved with the camera and the camera fell, and Blake was like, Blake was like acting like he was hurt. And so we're all like, dude, should we call somebody? And there's Blake fucking typing, saying, don't fucking call anybody, just go along with it. And the one thing about the whole thing, it was a whole process. It was like a good 30 minutes, an hour, and it went on. So the funny part about that is Blake made a joke saying how like the guys came in with a stretcher, and they're like, we're gonna need to get 2 of them. I remember Blake saying that.
No, I thought he was that we need to get the extra large one or some shit.
Yeah, an extra large one, and Nick started laughing at it. But anyway, so the whole thing, Blake had the whole setup, man. He had the sirens going off. He opened the door. He did all sorts of shit. He made it seem real as fuck. He had his webcam off, and After it all happened, Blake waited a good 10 minutes, and he came back on, like, all normal and shit. He sets up his camera, and he's like, all normal, and he's like, what's up, guys? And then Nick's like, dude, what? What just happened? And Blake's like, what? What do you mean? And he's like going on like nothing happened. And I was gonna bring it up to Nick, but like I don't know. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just see what happens. And then it happened. And then Nick sends me a message out of fucking nowhere, saying how Blake got into a car accident and that Blake called Nick in the middle of the car accident as like a ghost or some shit. It said, Nick, I'm dying, I'm dead, tell everybody that I love them, blah 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 blah. And so I'm getting messages from Nick first, so I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, dude, wait, what? And so I messaged Blake and I'm like, are you okay? And Blake calls me and he goes, dude, calm down, it's alright, I'm fine, but I'm fucking with Nick. And I'm like, alright. So, oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna get a comment on this video. Blake is a fucking asshole. What is something you did for Blake, such as letting him vent to you maybe, or something he told you, or just as simple as helping him fix a computer or some shit, like something you did for him?
I helped him find countless fucking deals online so he could buy stuff for people around Christmas time. I probably saved him thousands of dollars. Because like he was gonna buy this one thing that was considered rare, but I found him. It was like $2,000 everywhere, but there was an eBay seller selling it for $250, brand new. And it was the $2,000 item everywhere else was selling it for. That was one instance. Yeah, I helped him out a lot with shit like that.
Nice.
I've helped him fix problems with his computer, get his computers up and running and shit like that.
Shit. Alright. Chris.
Alright. Well, one day back in what year was that? Let's say 2015. No, late 2014.
Late 2014.
He hit me up because he was talking to this chick, and back then, Blake. I'm gonna say this right now. The Blake that I knew a couple years ago before his passing, he changed a lot. Like his personality, it seemed like he became a lot more confident, and his whole personality changed. But the Blake I knew, like back in 2014, he was more like quiet. He was more like
I'll add this really quick. He was more sensitive.
He was more sensitive. Yeah, like I remember. But anyway, back to this. He hit me up, asking me for advice about this chick that he's been talking to. And because he was shy, kind of like me, that's kind of how like me and Blake kind of related, because we were both quiet, just we were in the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me about help with a girl he's been seeing, or not seeing, but talking to, and he was really nervous. He was pretty much just asking me for advice. Me personally, I didn't really have any fucking experience. I had one fucking girlfriend. Oh, and that was back when I was like fucking 14. So I pretty much just told him, go with it, just be confident, get to know her, show her who you really are, find shit that you have in common with her. And it worked out for a little bit. And then they broke up.
Is it the same chick on PSN?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
The same one from that PlayStation Home story.
Wow. Fucking wow.
It's the same chick that did some stupid shit behind his back or something. I forget.
Yep.
Dude, he poured his fucking heart out. So, dude, I remember him telling me personally how he poured his fucking heart out. Sensitive back then, he was more confident. He's more, hard ass now. It's really weird how I was able to get him to open up at that time of him being a hard ass and, confident. And I think I was talking about my own shit at first, and it all started with, I don't want to bring it up, you guys know what I'm talking about. our friend, our alien friend that has a girlfriend problem. He actually he was actually talking about it, and Blake was in the call, and Blake got depressed. He got sad about it because it reminded him of the girl on PlayStation. And after Nick left, Blake was really quiet, and I talked to him. I was like, "You all right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "No, come on, talk." And I was able to get him to open up. And dude, he told me shit like was one thing he always said. He constantly said, "I don't want to get into that. I don't want to talk about that." But they did that. You know, only thing that's coming through my mind is like, was he abused? Was he like you know, molested? I don't know. And he would always say that throughout him talking to me and opening up to me. Honestly, don't know how I was able to get him to open up, and especially with you guys saying how, you know, he used to be sensitive, but now when I got him to open up, he was such a fucking, you know, confident like man, and he told me shit that I don't think he ever told anybody else, and I'm sure he's told you guys, but I feel like he's told me shit, you know, because it was so like deep. Anyway, this is pretty hot. This is really hot.
Oh, well, I mean, it's Godzilla, right? It's like the fire breath, right? So it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot. Alright, now here's something...
Shut the fuck up.
What?
Yeah.
So here's something... Shut the fuck up, Bobby. We talk.
Oh, no!
Alright, so, okay. What was your favorite game to play with Blake, Bobby?
Probably, hold on, let me think. What was the game that we actually played a lot of? Oh, here's one that we actually played all the way through multiple times together. That was Dead Island, the original.
Really?
We played through it probably 12 times together, through all the characters and shit.
Wow, that's awesome.
All within like three or 4 days. We even ran across this game-breaking glitch that I looked up on YouTube at the time. I couldn't find nothing on it. The whole screen would turn green, and with like shit, it was all like someone smeared poop everywhere. So
Really?
It was green, and you couldn't see 2 feet in front of you, and we had to restart our consoles to get it to fix.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
And we lost like an hour of progress every time that glitch happened.
Oh my god, dude, that's cool. When was this? When did you guys play this shit?
2012, and we beat it that same year.
Nice, nice.
Like. Completely, we played through every single character, unlocked every single achievement.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, what was your favorite game to play with Blake, Chris?
Honestly, I know how I said that GTA 4 was the first game I ever played with them, but the one that we had the most fun on was the first Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, I bet.
Because me and Blake both were really big into Western shit.
Mm-hmm.
And just, you know, Clint Eastwood movies, just everything like that, anything Western, like. And I remember when I used to play that with him. Again, when I started playing with him, he was a higher level than me. He was like a higher rank, and when I started, I had like the bottom of the barrel shit you can get him there. Like the first mount I had, the first mount you get in Red Dead Online and the first Red Dead Redemption is a fucking donkey.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So there I am running around on a donkey, and Blake just looks over at me. What the fuck? He shoots my donkey in the face. He whistles for a horse and gives me a horse. He had to do that every time. So he had to get on one horse and then whistle for another horse.
Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious.
And so, you know, he kept doing that until eventually I ranked up more. I got my own horse. But one of the best parts about that game was that me and him used to go up to the Fort Mercer. It was a area on the map. And we ran into these other players. And pretty much we held them up at the fort. So it was like a whole like kind of role play thing going on, but like it wasn't like we didn't mean to start doing it, but it just kind of acted out like that.
Right.
We were holding other players up at gunpoint, and they were going along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other players were saying, "Oh, we got other posse members up in the trees and shit. You know, zooming in on you guys, getting ready to shoot you guys." And I whipped out my rifle and I pointed towards all the fucking trees and shit, and I shot. And Blake was like, "Calm the fuck down." And fucking, I was like, okay. And fucking, so we held them hostage and then got the other guys to come out and pretty much said, if you guys like try to fight us, we're gonna kill these guys. And like we just made like a whole like 2-hour thing out of it. And like we ended up friending the guys that we like did it.
That's great. You can't do that with Red Dead Redemption 2, man. Oh my god, you cannot do that.
People on Red Dead Redemption 2 are complete assholes.
Dude, for real. Dude, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember, so, one of my favorite game to play with Blake, because I didn't really play much with Blake. Like, I played GTA 5 with him, you know, but the reason I choose this is because this was solely our own, like, game we played. I never played with anybody else. Call of Duty World War II on the PS4. And I remember, because I posted a video on Facebook, you know, I think I got like I'm not even kidding, dude, I was surprised, I was like shocked, I got like a 8 or 12 kill streak in World War II, and I was like fucking recording that shit. I shared it, and Blake was like, comments on it, you can legit, if you go in the post, you can see Blake's comment saying, hey, let's fuck shit up tomorrow, like, let's play tomorrow.
I remember that, because you posted it, and you had like fucking like 25 to like fucking 10 or something.
My favorite moment in World War II with Blake was the first time playing zombies, Nazi zombies in World War II, and it's all co-op, and I remember Blake screaming at the mic, and he's like, hey, motherfuckers, ah, like, he's like playing around, he's like, ah, I'm dying, help, I'm dying, ah, they're coming, there's so many of them. And then one guy ran off, and he's like, hey, what the fuck? Okay, so, Bobby, what was the last thing you did with Blake? And don't be afraid to bring it up. I don't know, whatever it is, just don't.
I'm trying to think. I know it was in 2017. Oh, I think the last thing I can truly remember is TJ Rig.
Dude, oh my god, yes.
Because I moved out shortly after that.
Explain what that is real quick.
There was a pedophile that wanted sex with a little boy, so we posed as that little boy, exposed him, and reported him to the cops.
I'm not the little... Anyway.
Shut the fuck up, you were the little boy, right?
I was. God damn it.
All those little text screenshots were from
and I was the information gatherer, email sender. Blake was the one that would call on the phone, and we orchestrated this and did it successfully. What the fuck?
Godzilla kicking in. You're like,
right? Yo, alright, so, Quiz, what was the last thing you did with Blake?
Alright, so there's actually two things that I'm gonna mention.
Okay.
And that I am gonna mention. Now this happened the same day. We were on PS4 all day, pretty much. It started off, me and him were playing Elder Scrolls Online. If you knew Blake, you knew that he was balls deep in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He had fucking like 4 fucking level 160, or I mean, not 100, 865 level characters.
That was the only reason I played Elder Scrolls Online, was because of Blake.
Yeah. And me and him were playing that, we were doing some dungeons. And like, you know, we kind of got tired of it for a while. We got some awesome items. He helped me level up. Because I was a noob in that. I still am kind of a fucking noob in it because I don't play as much. But after that, we moved on to Fortnite. So anyway, me and Blake played with Corey, Dove on YouTube, and Vinny, 8-Bit Nintendo. I think Allie was there too. But we were playing. I think we were just doing regular squads, if I remember correctly. And we got some good kills. I got my very first ever like fucking over 100-meter sniper kill on it. And you know, me and Blake were just shit talking the whole time. Like, oh, and another thing. He asked me one time during the playing. He was like all serious about it. He's like, "Do you like raisinets?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "So, when you eat them, do you take them out of box with your fingers, or do you pour them in your mouth? I'm like, I pour them in my mouth, and he's like, my man.
Dude, I can hear him saying that too. It's so fucking crazy.
Everyone needs to check out the official Book of Blake.
Oh fuck. Oh my god. You know what? I'm just gonna release it as it is right now, because that was basically written by him.
Yeah.
Holy shit. He told me to write it, and that's like that, dude. That's like Jesus. When people that's what people talk about the Bible, and you know how you guys are. Blake was a fucking Christian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it says in the Bible. The people that wrote the Bible, it was God working through them. It was Blake working through me to make the Book of Blake. Dude, what if it actually happens again? Like tomorrow, I just get this urge to want to finish it, and it's Blake going through me to finish this book.
But you have to eat Popeyes while you're doing it.
Oh fuck, that's in Tulsa. I can do it. It's really hard because I was in the middle of my weight loss, and I was kind of keeping away from you guys, because all we did was play games, and I wanted to be active. I'm just gonna bring this up right because I fucking love this shit, dude. Blake.
Hold on, John. Wait, John, I'm about to crack that, so I won't cut you off. Alright, go ahead.
You just did.
Nigga. Correct.
Alright, so out of nowhere, so me, Chris, and Blake had a Facebook group in Messenger. What was it called? The Three Musketeers, or?
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah.
I think it was just called the Three Musketeers. I think.
Yeah, it's exactly. So Blake, I just out of nowhere, and this must have been around like 10 or 11 o'clock, in the morning, and Blake called the group, and Chris doesn't answer because Chris is still asleep, and I forget what I was doing. I know I was awake, and I answered it, and Blake is butt-ass naked taking a fucking shower. And this was the first time I have seen any of my friends like doing this. And so Blake's doing this, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, Blake?" And Blake's like fucking around. He's like pointing the camera down a little bit. He's like, "Ooh, ooh." And he's fucking around. He puts the camera back up, and he's cleaning. And I'm trying to message Chris. I'm like, "Chris, get in the call. Blake's fucking naked. He's taking a shower." And I honestly believe Chris was jerking off. Anyway, dude, I told you Blake was naked. Like, you could have finished in the call.
I was on Hinton Haven, man.
Fucking naked Blake. But he gave
any fucking naked Blake beats any fucking anime porn you can throw at us.
Here's the thing, though. Chris had a second chance to join the call again, because Blake was like, "All right, I'll hit you up when I'm done with the shower." I'm like, all right. I'm laughing about it. About 5-10 minutes later, Blake calls again, and he's butt-ass fucking naked, laying down in his bed, and he's like fucking got the camera, dude. And I hate saying this because Blake was so big, like it was honestly just covering everything down there. So he legit like points the camera. He's like I can't see anything. I can't see any junk. Nothing. It's just naked ass Blake on the bed. And he's like pointing the camera up and shit, looking down. And I'm like, Chris, get the fucking call.
Wasn't that the same day when he was messaging, telling that you fell in a hole to try to get me in the call?
Yes, because you wouldn't fucking get in the call.
He messages me out of nowhere. I'll actually send you screenshots so you can put them in the video.
Yeah.
But I'll take out the words he said before that because he was calling me the N-word.
That sounds like Blake.
I remember that. I remember him saying that. He was describing what he was sending you. He's like, because he showed me too on his phone. He's like, look what I put. And he said it. He sent the N-word like fucking. I'm not even kidding.
He spelled it out in his face.
It was fucking great. Oh my god.
He's like, John fell in a hole. We need your help.
Chris, you probably said.
Call like, what the fuck is going on?
Bobby, what was the last thing Blake ever said to you? Or last thing you could ever like think?
Last thing I can remember.
It was.
Right?
Pretty much, dude. Because I went to bed after Joshua left. There was just me and Blake, and he fell asleep. But I woke him up. I said, Blake, I'm gonna head to bed. You fell asleep again. He was like, oh, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And then, well, actually, no. The last thing, that was like the last time through voice. The last time through like a message was Blake saying he's actually getting ready to move with his family to somewhere.
So, go ahead, Chris.
Alright. So, the last thing he said to me was when we were playing Fortnite. Because that's really the last thing we ever did was play Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting off. He said he had to get off because his neck was hurting him really bad. And I was like, "All right, man, are you okay?" And he said, "I don't know. I'm sure I'll be okay." And he's like, "I'll hit you up later." And he got off, and that was it.
That was it.
That was the last communication I ever had with him. Then I found out the next day that what happened.
We can explain what took him because I already explained it in my video announcement video.
He
Yeah.
died of cardiac arrest in his sleep.
Yep.
Dude.
And
yeah.
it just made me feel like a complete asshole because that night I didn't like check in on him or anything. Like I kind of had a gut feeling like, you know, something was wrong like that night. But it was just like I didn't know what.
And dude, the crazy thing is he was only 25. Or was he 26 at that point?
He was 25.
Yeah, he was only 25.
He would have been
He just
26.
turned 25.
Just 26.
He would have been 26 this year, yeah.
Yeah, because his birthday was in May and he died on June 14th.
Yep.
So, yeah, dude, it's crazy, though, like, what you were saying, how you felt like an asshole because you didn't say anything, you had that gut feeling. Dude, for a week, it was, like, a nonstop thought. Like, I get these thoughts that just come randomly, and I personally believe it's, like, you know, the afterlife, it's the paranormal, because I'm willing to believe in that, and I'm actually I'm a strong believer of it. Anyway, and I keep getting it, and I keep getting it, and I keep getting these thoughts. I just saying personally, I'm open-minded. I'm willing to accept that there is nothing. I'm willing to accept that there is. I'm willing to accept there is no God. I'm willing to accept that there is a God. But something telling me you need to tell Blake to, you know, lose weight. Like, it was in my fucking head. Every time I went to bed, it would go in my head. Every activity I was doing, I'm not even kidding. I'm like jerking off, and it would go in my head. It would go into my fucking head no matter what I'm doing. And I never did it because I always thought you know exactly what Blake would have done. Blake wouldn't do it.
It's just so bad that when in the middle of your jerk session, it's like, you know, your Blake's face just pops up and just.
I've got a lot of things popping
right
up.
Right here. This
Right?
is what you need to be worrying about. Stop peeling.
I think Blake messaged me in the middle of me jerking off at one point too. But
a little pop down notification. Oh god damn it!
Here we go.
He's saying the N-word multiple times. He's like, hey. I was talking to my dad, and I even told my dad that I had these thoughts that I needed to tell Blake to lose. Dude, a week before Blake passed, I talked to my dad about Blake dying. Like, what if he dies? Dude, like, it all fucking connects. It is just fucking weird.
Mm. And, like, that's the thing about Blake. Like, from as long as I've known him, he tried dieting once. And that was around, like, 2015, I think. Because that's when he like, started eating salads a lot and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's what he did in 2012. And I remember Cody, like, yelling at him going, where's the meat? Because he made a salad, but he put no fucking chicken in it.
Yeah, like, for a while there, Blake just went straight veggie. Like, he wasn't pop, he was drinking, like, juices.
Water.
He was drinking
Water.
Wow.
Wow.
Those veggie juices. And that lasted, I'd say, about a few months.
Really?
And then
Dude.
2012 it lasted almost a year.
Seriously, dude?
yeah, he would start to lose weight. Like I could tell, like he was starting to slim down a little bit. But then like I stopped talking to him for a little bit because when I was in Arizona and stuff, kind of
Your
lost
Wi-Fi
connection with him
was
for a little bit. And I came back. I mean, I came back actually when I started talking to him again full time was when he introduced me to you,
Right.
Josh. So, and then like that's when I kind of realized that his personality freaking changed and shit. And fucking then you like remember he was in the drive-thru and fucking like 3 different fast food restaurants, fucking Burger King, McDonald's, and Taco Bell.
Yeah, who remembers? I'm gonna bring up something about fast food with him. He would sit there and go, "They fucking forgot to give me a French fry." He would freak out, dude.
I remember him sitting in the McDonald's drive-thru for 10 minutes waiting for them to give him a Happy Meal to it because they were
Yes! The Pokemon cards! Yeah, I was legit about to bring that up too! Oh my god, I remember that.
Dude, I remember once he was in Skype with us, it was either Taco Bell or Burger King or McDonald's, one of those 3. And he ordered something. Oh, chicken vaginas, and they were like, "What the hell is that?"
Oh yeah, dude.
They're like, "What the hell is that?" And he ordered 3 chicken vaginas, or I'm sorry, 5 chicken vaginas, and then he waited there for like fucking 40 minutes, dude, for his food, and he was freaking the fuck out, dude.
The joke was worth it.
No, he was freaking the fuck out.
I bet. Dude, fucking...
Man, dude, he gets his food, he gets home, and it's fucking like ice fucking cold. He was so mad. Dude, in the call, he calls him up fucking and bitches at him, like, hardcore
Really?
about it.
Oh my god. Dude.
You were there. You may not remember. You were there, though, Josh.
God, that must have been a long ass time ago. You listen to this.
2017, early 2017.
2 things. So, the one thing... I am able to... Not that I am, but... I do feel like I am speaking to Blake, even now that he's dead. And, like, I can... What the way it works for me is I'll get the thoughts, and it's just so weird. Like, it'll feel like Blake's voice. Like, you can't hear it, you cannot hear it at all, but it will feel like Blake's voice, and it's like his presence. So, the first thing, it was actually Bobby using his ghost box. And he was trying to contact Blake, and I thought it was a stupid idea. I was in the middle, there, loaded, see, and...
Yo. Your audio is cutting in and out a little bit on my end, so it's probably picking up in the recording too. Just very slightly, though. At the end of, like, each sentence, it cuts out a little bit.
So, Bobby knows how much I cared about Blake, like, one of my best online friends kind of shit. Like, legit. It's so funny how after, not long at all, Blake died, I was introduced to Chris, and I'm not even kidding, like, me and Chris is, like, my best online friend at this moment. It's really weird. So, anyway, Bobby is on his ghost box, and he goes, "Josh, you want to say anything?" And I'm just, like, in my head, like, and I get that little thought saying, "Go ahead." So I said, "All right." I said, "Blake, I hope you're doing all right. I love you, and I hope it's better. Is everything better over there?" I think that's what I asked. I said, "Is everything better?" He said, we got a response saying it's not better, but it's easier. It's not better, but it's easier through the ghost box. And dude, just kind of think about that for a second. Imagine this life right now, you're living right now. It's not any better, but it's easier. Like, can you comprehend that? I don't think I can comprehend that. Because you'd obviously think it'd be better if it was easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck does, like, right. So, yeah, dude, it's... Anyway, then after... So there's that, and then, after Blake passed, I was still doing my weight loss, and I was outside walking back and forth from the house to the gate. It's about 120-foot length, and I just broke down out of nowhere. I just broke down because I always overthink, especially and dude, it was so weird. It was so weird because it was really nice outside. It wasn't too hot. Like I think it was hot. Like wasn't too hot, and it was really windy, and the grass was high, but it was so beautiful. Like everything was, and the clouds were white. It was like, this might sound lame, but it was like a movie. Like it was so perfect. It was perfect. And I went up to one of the trees and I just kind of sat down under the tree because I think I had like this thought like it was Blake. And I just started talking to Blake, and I was saying like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, and I at first I said like, I miss you, and he says, and I get a response saying, I know. A lot of people do. And I said, you know, kind of talk about my own personal self, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Am I gonna sit in my scared? I don't know what to do. And he said, just keep going. He kept repeating it. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And it just got really quiet with the wind going and the tall grass shaking. Like it was like perfect.
You talking about like the afterlife and shit kind of made me remember this. But when I first tried, or the first few times I tried doing astral projection, which if anybody here doesn't know what that is, pretty much out of body experience, you know, listening to a certain type of music that will, you know, I'm not even trying to fucking explain it.
Honestly, yeah, just long story short, it's an outer body experience.
Body experience.
There's a lot more to it, but
yeah. If I try to explain the whole thing, it's going to take forever, but just look it up. The first time I tried doing it, the main reason I started doing it was so I could see Blake.
Oh yeah.
That's why I started doing it. First 2 times I did it, didn't get anywhere. The third time, I told you and Vinny about this, how like I experienced the spiral.
Yeah.
But I never told you what I heard before that.
What?
The whole time I was doing it, I was thinking about Blake. And as soon as the spiral started, I heard Blake's voice say stop.
Really?
And that he's here. And I just woke up in like a cold fucking sweat. Like I just like got like leaped fucking forward in a cold fucking sweat. And like when I say sweat, like my fucking goddamn bed was soaked. It was fucking fucked up. Like it wasn't like Exorcist shit. Like,
dude, that fucking, because the whole idea when you first start doing the astral projection is you'll start seeing figures. Those are like those are the demons. Those are the shadow people. Those are you not. And I personally think that was Blake being like, "Don't come here yet. You don't want to be. You don't want to be here."
I think he knows that like my mental state and this like brain, not like my shit, isn't ready for it.
No, guys, this is really fucking weird. Ever since I started recording, you guys are cutting in and out with your voices. I'm serious, dude. But continue.
I don't know, dude. Like, I wasn't really, I didn't really get anything from Blake when I was doing the astral projection. I tried doing astral projection recently. I woke up, like, I thought I was having a heart attack, but I was pretty much paralyzed, and my chest was, like, in a lot of pain. And I was on my stomach, and I was, like, I woke up in the middle of it. And I was kind of, like, not giving a fuck at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
But
The reason I stopped doing it was because after the whole experience with Blake, like I tried doing it again, but this time I was just like thinking of my grandpa. And instead of like experiencing anything else, like, you know, actually going into the dimension, like the first stage of it, I would just experience lucid dreaming. And just like fucked up shit would happen. So that's kind of why I stopped. Because every time I do it, like every single one of my dreams, somebody close to me would die. So,
Josh, or do you want to talk about what happened tonight now with me?
Yeah, but real quick, the day that Chris actually told me about Blake, I was legit in my backyard, and I was digging a hole to make like a little mud pit for my pig. And in the middle of me digging, I felt like I was digging a hole for somebody. I was burying somebody. Like, I just out of nowhere. That's kind of, and I was like, hey, whatever. And no shit, 5 or 10 minutes later, Chris calls me and he's like, "Hey, have you been on Facebook today?" And I was like, "Yeah, a little bit." And happened? No. And he tells me, and I broke down right there. Dude, it's like, dude, like that's what I'm saying, man. Like shit, it's all fucking connected.
Yeah.
it is.
Anyways, so was that? How do you want to do the outro?
Alright, so we're gonna do this outro. And so I'm gonna go ahead and outro, sorry.
Blake, wake up!
No, you gotta. Oh, nigger.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry.
I'm oh my god.
I have a pen, I have an apple, apple pen. I have a pen, I have pineapple, pineapple pen, apple pen, pineapple pen, pen pineapple apple pen. Pen pineapple apple pen. Dance time. I have a pen, I have a pen, long pen. I have an apple, I have pineapple, apple pineapple, long pen, apple pineapple, pen pineapple apple pen. Pen pineapple apple pen.